Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late February 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you beautiful people out there. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leos. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Leos in late February, please? And thank you. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Leo gang. What is happening for my good friends? Please and thank you. What's the vibe? What's the energy for the Leo collective here? Thank you. Okay. I do like this card. I call this the Helping Hands card. I haven't seen it recently, so I do like that it's showing up here. It's very etheric. There's some imaginative, dreamy undertones to it as well, but this is also a big card of assistance, help in one way or another. So there's a lot of different themes we could pick up with this card. It's really beautiful. But before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards then, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about the Helping Hands card. So we see the lovely lady. It looks like she's sleeping on a cloud, right? Very comfy, cozy. She is surrounded by these hands. Now, first and foremost, I feel like this is a strong card of spiritual protection. So for a lot of Leos, if you're going through some troubles, even if it's just regular life, this could be spirit saying, like, we're with you. You're protected. There's a certain insulation here with the energy, which is really nice. So whether it's guides, spirit team, ancestors, there's a certain loving care. Now, for another portion of you, watch your dreams in this time, because this is a big card that links to rest, sleep, recharging the batteries. So whether you're in that mode or whether Spirit's just saying, hey, Leo, watch your dreams. You could be having some really interesting or vivid ones where it could be Spirit trying to send you some messages with this card. But as I already mentioned, the big theme with this, aside from those other things, is help, right? Those hands, they're helping this lady, even though she doesn't see it. So in this time, it would not surprise me if there's someone that comes up to you and might need your assistance. They might need your help. Like, hey, Leo, can you give me a hand with this? Can you give me some advice? For some of you, maybe you need assistance. Nothing wrong with that, right? If you're going through a difficult time. So Spirit could be asking you to search for some sort of assistance. But we'll just leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the juicy, intuitive stuff. Shuffle it up one time here for Leo gang. Let's see what's happening in late February. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled An Unexpected Talk. So whether it was hearing from someone you haven't heard from in a while, speaking about certain things or certain topics you weren't expecting to speak about, that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks for you. And I was seeing it in a pretty strong way last week. Okay, so if you did have some unexpected talks, hopefully they were of the good kind. But let's see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Leo gang. What's happening in late February? Thank you. Okay. We do have the moon. So this mysterious, etheric vibe continues to stick with you, similar to like what we saw last week. Right, that is the biggest card of mystery. It does also link to the zodiacal season we're in right now. So this could be very important. Let's get a couple more cards out. What do we got for Leo gang, please? What do we got? Thank you. Okay, 9 of Wands. Very, very skeptical type of energy here. Very guarded. For some Leos, whether this is you or somebody else, it's like, I'm on edge. I'm on lookout. Like, see that? The person with the 9 of Wands, it's like, I'm looking. I'm watching. Let's get one more. Very intriguing how this energy plays. Let's get one more. Thank you. Okay. So we do have the Fool here on the back end, which is usually very positive. So we have this odd balance of energy here. It's like, notice we have the sun, we have the moon. We have a very lighthearted, material, action-based energy. We have this soft, sudden type of vibe. So it's like the energy balance is off. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into the juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, elementally, most of this could be in your comfort zone. I will say that, regardless of what you might be going through, because we have a lot of fire. And I always look at the elements because I feel like they're super important, especially depending on the sign. We have the 9 wands and the Fool card, which is Aries energy. Aries and Leo, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. So when I see this double down of fire, I'm like, okay, this is comfortable. This is us in our comfort zone. That could be part of the reason this energy is on guard. It's like, do not disturb. Some of you might just be in that mode. Like, listen, do not disturb. I'm here. I'm doing my own thing. That could be a big vibe with what we're picking up. But it's interesting how it all balances out, because we have this fire, which is action, passion. It could be very unpredictable. Okay, that's the downside of a lot of fire energy, is it could be a little volatile, it could be a little explosive. Then we have the biggest card of mystery here, which is water. We have the moon. So it's like we have the water, which is internal, so different with the way the energy is playing off of each other. So I want to go through this bit by bit and really start to build it out. So position number 1, we are starting with the moon card. And as I mentioned, it does represent the zodiacal season we're in right now. This could be Pisces. Some readers also give this to Cancer because that's the ruling luminary. So you might be connected to a Pisces or a Cancer. If that's not the case, I always say the moon is very subtle. You know how the Leos have the sun card. It's bright, it's vibrant, it's intense. This is the complete and total opposite. This is a card that is low key. It's kind of hidden. It's not really known. In the positive sense, it could just be a gut feeling. It could represent intuition, just feeling like there's something in the air. In its rough sense, or in general, it could just be mystery, the unexpected. It could be secrecy as well, or just things that we don't quite know when we see this. Now, interesting, we have the 9 of wands that has eyes on it. So that's what I'm saying. Either you or someone around you might just be very much on edge, like, I am standing guard. I will not let something get past me. It's very vigilant, if that makes sense. So we do want to see what this moon has. And then, especially in my specific style, my simplistic style, this could tell us something that's coming up within the next couple weeks in this zodiacal season. Now, moving to the center, we have the 9 of wands, the wounded warrior, and we see that person, they have built a wall, they have constructed a wall, and they are standing guard. And in the positive sense, I say this is someone that could be very protective of themselves. This could be someone that's protective of their loved ones. It could be a little territorial. For a portion of you, you just might be on guard when this energy is here, or someone you're connected to is. In the positive sense, this is someone that's been through a lot of things and they've learned from their mistakes. They've been around the block a couple times and they don't want to take another lap around, right? That's what this tells me. It's like, I've been through a lot of things and I will not repeat mistakes of the past when this card shows up. That's a positive sense. It's a wisdom type of card. But the challenge, it could be building those walls. It could be blockages. It could be problems. And I say, like, one of the harsher energies connected to this, aside from just someone being on the lookout or being on guard, could be rejection, right? Because this is like a guard saying, like, you shall not pass. So in this time, there could be certain things, behaviors, people, situations where it's like, no, I'm not right now. Like, not saying not ever, but not right now, because this card can be a rejection. So we'll want to look into this further for sure. Now, moving to the back end is where the energy does lighten up. That's why I'm saying, like, is this 9 of wands protecting one's own boundaries? Is it protecting someone's peace? Because we have the Fool card. And as I mentioned, this is a very comfortable energy for the Leo collective, because Aries and Leo, very similar energy, in my opinion. Now, this is a card of new beginnings. This is a card of new adventures. It's bounding off into something. It's fresh, it's jovial, it's happy, it's lighthearted. So totally different than this. This is very vibrant. This is kind of in the dark. And to me, it does feel like someone is either protecting their peace or setting up boundaries or just being protective over something. Now, the challenge of the Fool card, sometimes it could be a little spontaneous, right? Just like all fire energy, it could be spontaneous. It could do things without thinking it through. So there could be a caution here. Spirit could be saying, all right, well, Leo, don't give it some thought or don't do something too quick. But a big vibe I'm getting here is for a lot of you just might be in your own mode, right? Like with this 9 wands, this Fool card, it's like, no, I'm in my own zone. Like, I'm in my own bubble. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Leo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. Let's see what's happening. Guide Spirit Team, what do we got for these lovely Leos? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on this mysterious moon. Let's see what that's about. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right. Why is the moon here? Please. What is the mystery? Thank you. Okay, so whether you're on the search for this or on the lookout for this could most definitely be a surprising or unexpected problem or issue showing up. Because when I see the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, no, this is a little too much. So in this time, make sure you're not getting overstimulated by anything or overstimulated by anyone where it's like, no, this energy is just too much. Whenever I see the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's something that's off balance. Okay, so whether, again, this is something you might feel coming your way where it's like, there's something funky about this, there's something funky about that. Your intuition could be telling you something is off about a situation for sure when I see this alignment here. But a big vibe I'm getting here with the moon and the Two of Pentacles, there's a big vigilance, a low tolerance for things. So in this time, Leo, you could have a very low tolerance for certain behaviors, for certain things, for certain individuals. I'm already picking that up with this Two of Pentacles in reverse. It's like, all right, well, if there is going to be an issue, if there is going to be a problem, I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it. And I don't have a lot of tolerance for it at the moment. That's just the big energy I'm picking up here. I don't feel like it's, I'd say aside from the low tolerance and all the other stuff I was saying, to me, it could just be something that pops up out of nowhere, but I feel you'd be prepared for it. It's like, all right, well, I'm surprised, but I'm not. So just watch out for unexpected issues or problems in this time. But again, it's like I wasn't expecting it, but at the same time, I am. Very peculiar the way this energy is coming through. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving and see what's happening with Leos. Why do we have that Nine of Wands here? Yeah, I'm just picking up that really low tolerance for stuff in this time. You know, like things where normally you'd be more understanding or a little more forgiving. Like the energy here is like, not so much. It's getting very fiery. But let's see what's up with the Nine of Wands. Why's the 9 here, please? Yeah, Ace of Cups in reverse underneath the Nine of Wands. Like I was mentioning, this is an energy that is not opening up, not really sharing. It's just being in its own walls. Listen, Leo, I could most definitely see you rejecting certain things in this time. So again, whether it's your own behaviors or habits, whether it's somebody else's behaviors or habits, whether it's a literal person, a literal situation, there's a certain boundary that's being built here where it's like, no, not for me. Or no, not right now. I can't do it, won't do it. So I have this interesting energy of like pushing certain things away, not permanently, but for the time being. So just know there could be various things in this time where you might be rejecting, or who knows, this could be how someone you're connected to is acting. Why are they acting this way? Maybe we'll know when we get to the Fool card, but when I see the Nine of Wands with the Ace of Cups in reverse, it's like, no, I'm not talking about it. Don't want to talk about it. Not feeding into it, not feeding energy into it. So there is this strong energy of pushing something away or rejecting something. So we're just going to keep moving. Let's see if we could get more information when we get to the Fool card, because that is an action card right here. Okay. Well, let's go. Let's see what the Fool has for us. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. Very peculiar reading this week, but not a bad one necessarily. But let's see what's up with the Fool. I feel you being very low tolerance for anyone or anything trying to disturb your peace in this time. You don't want to upset the lion, right? And there it is. So we do have the Fool card here. I mean, the lion, the strength card underneath the Fool card. So it's interesting how I've been saying it since the beginning, how like Leo and Aries, very similar in my opinion. And that is one of your power cards. Again, I feel for a lot of you, you're in self-preservation mode or protection mode, whether it's for yourself or something you really care about, because I'm telling you, the way the energy flows to me, we have this protective energy in the center, we have this mystery, this energy that feels a little funky, but it's like we're putting up a wall between this and that. Right now, the Fool card and the Strength card doesn't mean that this week is going to be terrible for you. There could be some ups and downs. There could be a very good energy here where it's like, no, I'm happy, I'm lighthearted, I am actually loving and caring, but this energy is having a very difficult time opening up. Now, if this is someone you're dealing with, it's like once you get past that outer shell, then you could see the certain behaviors and certain aspects and certain sides of them. But it's like there's something here with trust as well. like whether it's someone you're not really trusting or someone's not really trusting you. That could most definitely be the case. But when I see the Strength card, it's loving, it's caring, it's soft. And this energy here feels so soft on the back end. It feels soft, it feels happy. So I understand why someone would be protecting and rejecting things. I totally get it. It's like, I need to protect my happiness. I need to protect these things that are important to me. So it's very intriguing how your reading plays this week. Now, the Strength card, aside from being your power card, sometimes it could be somebody who's doing something that's not the easiest thing to do. The Strength card is perseverance, and it's something that takes a lot of willpower. So when I see the Strength card underneath the Fool, it's like, no, listen, it took me a long time to get here, or it took me a long time to work myself up to this point, and I see you not wanting to squander it. I definitely see that. This is a non-wasteful type of energy. This is so very on point, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm giving a personal reading here. I feel like instead of like a whole bunch of Leos, this might just be for a portion of you, because I feel like it's very specific. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. Lots of stuff here. Position number 1, we have the Moon with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So I did say this could be unexpected issues, problems, situations, you name it. Most definitely an energy that is being on guard here. And I did say for a lot of you, you don't have tolerance for this right now. Or if you normally do, if you're a little more understanding, in this time you might not be so understanding about those things, where it's like, no. Just leave that there. Moving to the middle, we have the Nine of Wands with the Ace of Cups in reverse. Someone that's been through some things and they're not going to repeat mistakes of the past. There could be various things that you are not letting in right now that you might be rejecting or keeping at arm's length. Doesn't mean it's forever, but you might need to, someone might need to gain your trust, or you might need to gain somebody else's trust to get past this barrier. Because once we get past the barrier, we have this beautiful energy on the back end. But when I see the Nine of Wands, Ace of Cups in reverse, especially with the stuff on the front end, there is a rejection of something. So whether it's a behavior, a habit, a work thing, a personal relation, there's something where it's like, not right now. Moving to the back end, we have the Fool. Beautiful, happy, lighthearted, very fresh and new, and we have the Strength card. So it's like, no, it's not all bad here. There is something good, but protecting something that's important, or boundaries, could be very important for you. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. So let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for the Leo collective? Let's see what's happening. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a bad thing. They could be good too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What's in the shadows for Leo? Nice and quick. Cute. Okay. That does not surprise me. We have Mr. Devil in the shadows. That is a very common card to have in the shadows. Don't get too nervous about that. Now, for some of you, you might have dealings with a Capricorn when this card is here. Interestingly enough, the Devil is like the antithesis card to the Strength. So, like I was saying, there could be certain things that are testing you or tempting you or putting you through the paces in this time, especially if there's certain things you're trying to hold back from, which makes sense with a lot of the reading we saw here this week. Now, the Devil can be a whole laundry list of different things. For some of you, maybe you're just in material mode, where it's like, oh, no, I'm paying attention to work and family and material things. That's a good aspect of this Devil, if you're not linked to Capricorn. But it can be habits. It can be issues or problems you've been dealing with for a long time. It could be people that are a little obsessive or jealous, and you name it. The Devil could be something where it's like, this problem, it's here and it's in your face. So with what we were seeing in the beginning of the reading with the Moon and the Two of Pentacles in reverse, just watch out that nothing arises that could stretch out for a long time. So we're going to leave it at that, Leo. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out the availability and my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com, so we could get a little forecast for the next few weeks for you. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could snap your fingers right now and wish for something, what would it be? It could be anything except more wishes. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love and I'll talk to you soon.